Hello everyone. So I'm finally back, feeling a little better after a few days, and I can see that I've missed quite a lot of updates. A lot of them came out yesterday for me. I saw that one or two came out just today, so I'll be covering all of those if you haven't caught up with them yet. Most of them are already in game, but just to quickly summarize all of the updates in one place, you'll be able to see what has changed, where to find everything, and yeah, I'll just try to cover it all briefly. So first of all, we have these two, what are they called? Update notices. They were split into two parts, so I'll cover both of them right away. So starting with the most important stuff. So of course we have the new raid, Boiling Waterfall, or like the boss is called Naraka, I believe. Uh, This boss seems to be quite difficult for earlier game players, as I saw that you do need around 350,000 power to reach the required bonus for it. So I myself am still working on the team, and I'm not even attempting to enter it with lower than 351,000 power. So we'll see how that works out once I have a team. Hopefully in the next few days, I'll make sure to cover it in a video, both the strategies on how to do it and just the overall experience of it. And yeah, going forward, let us see, complete clear prison. Yeah, so to unlock it, you will need to complete, I believe it was 10 meters raids. So the uh, newest dungeon before this dragon, there is a story quest and you'll have to do 10 of them. You can do them daily, or you can just bash it out with battle supports in one day. I just went for the second option and just dedicated around a good hour of two. That's including finding decent parties, sometimes failing the run and stuff like that. So it shouldn't be difficult, but it will most likely require quite a bit of manual play. So if you are up for that, you can definitely unlock it in a few hours. And yeah, the boiling water for it can be entered once a day. Groundwater equipment. We saw the equipment. You probably already seen that you get 5-star equipment, which can be awakened to 4 stars and sometimes even 5 stars from the shop. And I believe you can finally acquire 6-star equipment from the special shop using the tokens that drop from here. Of course, there is another outfit. So you both get crafting materials and you get an outfit that grants night-type monsters 613 HP. I believe it is a legendary set based on the bonus, but I don't quite recall that part. And yeah, to fight the party dungeon, just go to the raid, just like with the Meters raid or the Foreign Prison, and you'll be seeing it at the very bottom. And yeah, this is a bit of a sad change. The Foggy Prison used to be a once per day raid dungeon, but it has been changed to 3 times per week. This means that you can enter it, or rather use up all your entries in one day. However, you will be getting more than half less entries than before. So previously, if you entered every day, you would be getting 7 a week. Now it's only 3. Sucks quite a bit, but I guess it was done for some kind of purpose. Maybe since this is sort of an entry level elite dungeon, it was aimed at more casual players who perhaps cannot play every day and just wanted to bang out all of those 3 entries and just be done with it for a week. So I feel like this change is more aimed at those casual players who play the game less or just not every day, allowing them to still participate in those raids. And yeah, 2 new area exploration requests. You can find these in the area book, and some of them contain the quest about the Araka. So essentially, you will have to do the meters raids to unlock it. Once you unlock it, you can then do the exploration quest for this. And the Brawl Arena. So basically, this is the challenge arena, but in real time. So you are no longer fighting computer-controlled defense teams, and instead fighting real players. I've tried this mode. I have mixed feelings about it so far, but I'll talk about it after we read the notice here. So compete with other users in real time in the Brawl Arena. Brawl Arena will be unlocked after clearing Act 12, Act 2, Chapter 25, so quite early in game. You must own at least 2 weapons of different attributes and 8 monsters. That's because you get to ban one attribute weapon, and 4 monsters will be picked on your side and 4 on the enemy. So just to avoid that you do not run out of options at all, you will need 2 weapons and 8 monsters. But if you only own 2 weapons and 8 monsters, I just do not recommend going into this mode in general, since even at the lowest ranks, I've seen that the players are already running maxed units. So 6 stars level 70, most of them have level 60 characters as well. So it will, for the first like good week, it will definitely be hard even for the newer players to settle while the rank adjusts and the stronger players climb higher. So don't rush it too hard if you are quite weak in the game still. And yeah, Brawl Arena, similar to the Challenge Arena, it will have weekly rewards and season rewards, and those are mostly crystals, mystical or light dark scrolls if you're higher, and some challenge, or rather Brawl Arena tokens which you can spend. And Brawl Arena for now, it is opened only on these 3 times. This is done due to the lower amount of players in the game in general. As the game gets more popular, there is a chance that this restriction will be lifted and you will be able to enter the arena at any time. However, now, since it takes a little bit of time to find a match, they restricted it to a certain time zone. So for US players, you of course choose any of these times, whichever time zone you are. For EU players, you will be mostly playing in these time zones. And for the Asia Oceania players, you'll most likely be aimed at these last time zone. And yeah, Brawl Seals can be sent for various items in the shop. I saw that the most important one is the Devilmon, I believe. I haven't looked over other rewards yet, but they don't look that great compared to the Devilmon, which is like the most important purchase. And yeah, the pick and ban order we already overlooked in the previous video. So you just ban the opponent's weapon, you select your weapon. Then the first picker gets both the first and the last monster, which in my opinion means that the first pick is sort of stronger than the second picker, just because of both the first and the last pick. If the first pick had the first pick and the second pick had the last pick, I would feel it would be more balanced, or maybe even in sort of how should I say it? The second picker would even have a little advantage, but seeing as we have a system right now, in my opinion, the first picker has a better advantage in the game as far as picking monsters goes. But of course, it's still a new mode. I believe it will be fleshed out, and if there is a need, there will definitely be an update to fix that. And yeah, you can see there's a full list of items here. So Devilmon, this is a must buy. You must buy 2 of these per month, and it's by far the best item here. The other items I was not a big fan of. So, for example, these, in my opinion, seem super expensive compared to what they cost to craft. The outfit, of course, you will be buying eventually if you collect them and just want those bonuses. So you can look into those. Other items, Light and Dark Scroll, I guess if you have enough points both for Devilmon and for any other stuff that you want to collect, you can go for the Light and Dark Scroll. If you do not, just make sure to focus the Devilmon first and work on the other stuff later. Some challenge arena improvements. So this is the older arena that you fight on auto basically. So first of all, it is no longer auto and you can actually manually play it. I don't know how many people will actually be manually playing it, since a lot of things were already built for auto, and the mode itself, like the manual play, does not give that much control over the targeting, for example, since the game still has very wacky targeting mechanics. but it will definitely improve the skill usage, since you can manually use your soul link skills. So it gives you a little more control over that, and meaning you will be able to get a little bit more wins if you decide to go manual. I'm sticking to full autoplay since a lot of game already contains some manual play, and I just don't have that much time to dedicate to doing manually in arena as well. So mana regen speed up and skill cooldown up will be applied to the defensive team summoner. So this basically just gives a little more strength to the defensive team. So it will definitely be harder if you are attacking. Defense success points have been modified a bit, so the higher ranks will get lower points, and the bonus power, I believe these are for the win streaks. So no, let us see. Bonus force, yeah, consider so win streaks will be way higher in the later ranks. And yeah, battlefield added. Oh yeah, I said I'll review the Brawl Arena in my opinion. So from what I have played, I've used like 20 wins, I think, over the 2 days, and in my opinion, I'm playing it and I'm treating it like as a challenge arena. So essentially, I'm just picking a team. Like I am doing the regular pick and ban process as I would with real-time arena. However, for the gameplay itself, I'm actually just spamming all of my skills and just resetting them with whatever skill you, not skill unit, but whatever soul link unit I have. As I feel like the gameplay takes a little bit too much strategy and it can be very unpredictable. So I haven't found a great strategy to go manually into it. So I've just decided to rely on the auto sort of aspect. There is no auto button, but if you just go into the battle and mash all of your skills, it basically imitates the auto battle and makes the fights go way faster. This also means that you will most likely climb lower. However, the matches will be way easier and they will be way faster. And I was able to uh, when I was doing manual and tried to strategize a bit, I think it took like half an hour to clear 5 wings. After I went like mashing on full auto, like not looking at what I'm targeting, not looking what skills I'm using, anything like that, I just cleared all 5 wings in like 10 minutes. And since there are still weaker players in low ranks, I did win all 5, I believe, but eventually the win rate will drop a lot since you will be racing and the stronger players will be racing with you. So you will be matched with stronger opponents who will simply beat you just because they play on manual, even if they have a weaker team. But yeah, I don't know. To me, the best way to play it so far is basically imitating an auto battle until we see changes to the targeting system, because currently it is very hard to switch targets, for example, and even if you switch targets, you mainly switch the target with your summoner, and even if you have the skill targeting set to the select unit, a lot of your monsters simply don't follow that and keep attacking different units. So I'm not sure whether that's a bug or an intended feature, but so far the Brawl Arena does not seem playable enough to consider the manual gameplay for me. And yeah, Battlefield was added, so it's unlocked after completing Act 4, Chapter 38. It's called the Moonshadow Forest, and it is a live 9v9 battle. I played it a few times as well. I'll give my thoughts at the end of the notice too. So you can enter 3 times per day, and you can recharge with crystals 3 times. So it's also open at these times. I made the specified time zones in the previous update notice video you'll see. So you can check those if you want to see the exact times. So for your time zone or for GMT time zone converted from this. And yeah, there are 3 win conditions. So either the first team to reach 50,000 points, or the first team who reaches higher points by the time the timer ends, and first team to reach the points if points are equal. But this barely happens since there are a lot of points and you are basically never at equal points at any time of the fight. And yeah, there are several ways to gain these sky stones. These were also already reviewed in the previous video, but from what I found, these, I believe the first one and the second one is one of the best ways. So first one is just mining those little crops that appear all over the map, and you can see them in the map by a little diamond symbol. And the second is destroying jars and defeat creatures, so you will see a little flashing light when you walk around the map, and if you hit those, you'll get like 100 to 150 sky stones. Mining is way better than destroying, but naturally, once you move from one to the other, you will basically just encounter the undefined sky stones. And yeah, moving forward, so yeah, I won't go too depth into the mechanics since I already reviewed one of them. The rewards are pretty decent, I've seen. Even if you are on the losing team, you are getting like 5,000-6,000 sky stones if you have great contribution. And yeah, you also get like 25,000 gold based on whether you are a defeated team, or 50,000 if you are the winner. Victory seals are like those special items, but from what I've seen, I've done like 6 battles and I have like 10 of them, so don't expect to do a lot of purchases using those. And based on the rank you achieve, you can of course have a lot of devil mounts obtained from the shop. There are a lot of other items, but these are simply too expensive, so don't even consider buying like all of these, I believe, until the devil month. Yeah, these are way too expensive for what they cost, and in my opinion, they're not worth it. Transmogrification, so we can actually get skins for some of the units. Some of these will be different skins, and some of these will be back to the original unawakened form. So for example, I just saw on a pioneer, you can, for 300 crystals, turn your awakened pioneer to look like he was in an awakened form. Some other transmogrifications got a whole different skins, so you can see those as well. I believe these are it, so the cowgirl and the monkey king. And yeah, there's of course the 5-star summoning event where you can pick a raven to summon. I already reviewed which raven is the best in the update notice as well, so in my opinion, water is the worst one. Wind is good for PvP, and he mostly specializes in nuking with skills. And the fire one is pretty good for both PvP and PvE, and he mostly specializes in basic attacks, so basically a high attack speed build will work best on him. And you can summon these until the December 22nd. You will also find it in the, what's it called, the summoning altar, and there's of course a quest for the fire raven in the monster story, so you can actually get the 5-star unit there. And yeah, going forward, Summoner Pass Season 2, so both the Brawl Arena and the Challenge Arena will be closing. That means you can purchase the Arena Pass again, as well as you will be getting the season rewards after this week, so that's in like 1 or 2 days. You'll be getting the big reward from the season ending. So yeah, Trial of Ascension has been reset. That already happened like a day ago, so if you haven't done it, you can start completing theory again. And yeah, New Monster Wanted, we reviewed these already, so I'm gonna briefly skip over it. Catch the Christmas Thief. So this is quite interesting event. You enter a sort of a maze, and you get 5 minutes to kill this little duck, as well as find as many presents as possible over the map. I've entered it twice. The first time we didn't have enough damage to kill it, but we did collect a lot of presents and got like 4,500 candies, I believe. The second time we killed it, but we got like only 2,500 candies. So from the shop itself, I only recommend buying the Mystical Skull. But if you have any other items in mind, you can adjust based on whatever you need. Then events, a lot of these events are already in game, so I'm not going to cover them too much. So there's essentially powering up your units, so you need 3 units to level 60. Full bunny events is just regular missions like we've seen before. Trial of Ascension only lasts 10 days, and essentially well, not even 10 days, only a week. You have to complete 200 floors of the normal Trial of Ascension, so it shouldn't be too difficult if you have already completed before. The Devilmon special mission is kind of cool because you get, I believe, multiple Devilmons from here. I saw one in the day 2 tab, and there might be more in the following tabs, so make sure to do this one. Then beating Naraka, this also depends on the strength that you currently are, so it is aimed more at later game players, since, for example, even I cannot complete Naraka yet, or maybe I can, but I just don't have the bonus, so I'm not even attempting to do it. And yeah, some events are ending soon, but you can see the deadlines in game, and some packages are ending soon. And yeah, now going to part 2. So jumping right into part 2, this one's a bit smaller since there's a lot of just fixes overall. And yeah, so there are new outfits and rides. Essentially, you are able to just, well, similar to monsters, get new outfits and transmogrify your summoners. So this is Kina's outfit, Orbia's outfit. I mean, of course, they have to go overboard with Orbia in some department, if you get what I mean. And Cliff, who looks like a Santa of some sort. There is also a Christmas reindeer. I've seen it in game, and it looks a lot like the TOA, the one you can get from Dial of Ascension for 100,000 tokens. Its movement speed is fast, so it will not be an upgrade to that one. So only buy it for the outfit, not the speed, since speed is obtainable from free-to-play measures as well. Some improvements. So first of all, graphics. We get this new loading screen. The character choice, it looks like this now. There are some new quests and some modifications to quests. So the first few quests will be manual play only. This is probably to get the hang of the gameplay for newer players, so they don't go right into order and actually experience the game a little bit. Just some quests. So magnifying glass icon will be added. I saw that there's a new quest view which allows you to select several quests or like study modes, as well as access them a little easier, so that's definitely pretty useful. Completed quests will be distinguished from the area exploration quest. This is amazing. Previously, I believe the second part of the long quest list with all of the dungeons, where in most cases you won't be able to complete them all in a row, so this makes it way easier to see, and it honestly looks amazing compared to what it was before, so I'm really happy about this change. And if a new story is added to the guard journal, an alert will appear on the next chapter. So that's regarding the monster stories, but if you've been playing for a little bit, you most likely already completed all of those. This is also, I saw that it is a really requested feature, and it looks like developers finally listened to it, so you are able to scale down the UI of the game. Since before on PC version, for example, they were covering a lot of your screen real estate, so probably up to like here. And now that you can turn it down a bit, it was a great change for visibility. The altar's base link has been modified a bit. You can now only reset it twice a month instead of whenever you want to do it. So that is a little bit worse if you are trying to summon for a specific unit all over again, but it is still a decent, I guess, option if you are looking for those skill ups for several units. Yeah, just some event changes. Gold, I believe, yeah, I saw that the dungeons are dropping way more gold now. So for example, Path of Growth increased by 3 times. I saw that the level 15 run dropped like 10,000 gold. So it will definitely help with acquiring gold for those professions now. 2 ascensions, of course, the daily, this is also an amazing change. Previously, you could only do the special room twice a day. That means to optimize your runs, you would need to do 20 TOA stages per day and could not push further, otherwise you're missing a lot of scrolls from the daily entry. So now they just changed that after 10 stages you fill up the bar, and you can just do 10 stages of the TOA, enter the special room, and continue up until the very top. So yeah, this change helped a lot, and I actually just pushed my TOA a lot on the day one. I believe I'm at like 170, and I'm just trying to optimize it for 10 runs to do the special room every time. As long as I don't miss it. I sometimes miss it by a few stages, but that's no big deal. Yeah, so it looks like Rupture will be, I believe, unlocked earlier, as I think it was in Act 3 before, although I'm not quite sure there. But yeah, so just some changes to the matchmaking in Rupture. The battle, let's see, responsiveness for monsters when starting a core battle has been improved. Ultimate gauge. Yeah, just some battle changes. I'm not gonna go to depth over those since this mostly affects manual play. The monsters issued with ultimate gauge for Wind Polar Queen, just some specific monsters. Okay, property guides, so some tooltips. Party dungeon. This one is an amazing change, since before it was very hard to track whether a summoner matches the power goal you need for the dungeon. Previously, you can only use it, or rather only see it, if you enter the monster selection or create a private lobby, but now you can see it in the public lobby, and actually, as bad as it sounds, it makes managing your party members easier. So if you see that a certain member is a bit too weak, you can instantly see it without having to remember the required power and, for example, kick him or invite a certain member who can match that requirement. And yeah, just some changes to a bug. Quality of life changes. I already experienced some of these. I'm not gonna go too deep into it. So if you really want to, you can pause the video here and read through them. Just some miscellaneous changes and a lot of bug fixes, stuff like that. I've still seen a few language translation errors that appeared in the game, but those will hopefully be fixed soon as well. But yeah, there's a lot of issues. Of course, this is like the first bug patch, like the first big bug patch, so there will be a lot of them. And yeah, that's about it for the update note, and we'll jump into the other events and notices. So yeah, the acquired wound event verification event, similar to the Pioneer one. The goal of this event is, of course, to take a screenshot of your Raven or someone else's Raven and post it in the forums for a chance to win these rewards. So the rewards will, of course, be based on the color of the Raven you get. Keep in mind that since the Fire Raven is obtainable for free, a big majority of the screenshots will be for the fire verification events, and since there's only 10 winners for the whole fire element, the chances to win the fire one will be way lower compared to all of the other colors. So if you do have one of these ravens that aren't fire, make sure to use those instead of the fire one to post the photo, as you have a way higher chance to win the competition. The posts itself have to go in the launch section, and by going to gallery, and you can see a lot of uploaded screenshots here. So yeah, as you can see, fire ones, there's basically all of them are fire. There's one water one, and yeah. So if you do have an under one than fire, make sure to post that. And yeah, going over to the special tips. So I usually don't cover the special tip notices, but this one is super important since devil ones are like the main currency in the game for a lot of skill ups. So here's a full list where you can get all of the devil mons in the game. This is the special mission that I mentioned earlier, so make sure to complete it as you get 7 of them. That's like almost half of skill ups for a nat 5, so those will be super important. Other than that, you can, most of these are written weekly or monthly, so the easiest ones will be, of course, the 12 ascensions, I'm not counting the one-time use quest ones, so of course you get the guild quest event. Those happen quite a bit, so expect a lot of those. And the weekly ones will be, of course, 4 from the challenge shop and 2 a month from the Brawl shop. So make sure to grab those whenever they are available. And the Summer Arena Pass, I already kind of covered it in the first notice, but yeah, essentially the season is ending this week after the arena closes on Sunday. And after closure, the rewards will be sent for both the week and the season, I believe. Or it might be only the season, I don't quite recall from the first time. But yeah, this week try to rush the arena and Brawl Arena, place as high as you can, as you will be getting way higher rewards than compared to other weeks. And there's another Steam review achievement. So last time we had to reach around 550 reviews, I believe. Now it goes until 1100, and you can get around 50 mystical skulls, 52 to be exact. We'll see how the review goes. The review process is the same, and we can actually check how many reviews it's at currently. I use the Steam DB app to this. So yeah, there's 204 positive, or rather 204 negative, 775 positive. So we are around 980. So we should definitely hit the goal pretty easily. And yeah, so if you haven't done it yet, make sure to drop a review for the game in Steam. I believe you do it from the Steam launcher from the right side, where you can make a comment about the game. Of course, if you play mobile only, you won't be able to do it, but if you do have access to a PC, make sure to leave a review. You can leave an honest review, it doesn't have to be positive, it only counts the overall count of the review, so it is in no way a requirement to leave a positive one, and actually try to give your opinion on the game, as it seems like the developers are definitely listening to the community and making some changes that are very useful for them. So for example, like the UI scale, it was a very requested feature, and as you can see, within a few weeks it was already implemented. So make sure to go for that, and yeah, we'll be getting some reviews. You'll be getting these rewards regardless if you have reviewed the game or not, but to make it easier and to actually contribute to the event, you can leave a review here. So yeah, other than that, I believe I've covered all of the posts. I'll be making more in-game content soon, maybe even today or tomorrow, and I'll most likely try to cover the Mythos raid strategies and some unit reviews. And yeah, other than that, see you in the next one.